What's up everybody, it's Joe here with Joseph Blake Photography, and in today's video we're going to be talking about the latest drones and drone technology that's going to be released by DJI early next week. So real quick before we get into the information, quick plug for the channel. My name is Joe, this is Joseph Blake Photography. This is my channel where we talk about gear and technology and content creation tools and techniques to be able to make whatever it is that you're trying to make, whether it's on social media, in professional areas, marketing, whatever it is that you're doing, or if you're just an enthusiast like me, this is the channel for you. So I'd really appreciate it if you hit the subscribe button, go and hit like on this video if it's the kind of thing that you're interested in, and let me know down in the comments what you think about the stuff that we're going to talk about today. Okay, let's get into the information. I want to talk about the technology and especially about this new thing, the Dock 2. So DJI released the Dock last year. It's this big launch platform. It's huge. It sits on the back of a truck, but it's battery powered and also can be plugged in and allows you to effectively have a drone inside this dock and then launch it remotely. And then the drone can land and launch multiple times, charge, and it just kind of lives in this dock. It's this like deployment cube. It's super cool looking. Well, they've been working on and iterating both the drones that go with this technology as well as the dock itself. And so what we're going to be getting next week are the new versions of this. So the dock has been improved and it's been significantly reduced in size. So you'll see what it looked like when it was first announced. And then when we started getting leaks about this new dock, we thought it might be called the Dock Mini because it was a really small version, but they're just calling it Dock 2. And so I've got some really cool information about this dock. So first of all, it'll take a regular 1 gig Ethernet connection for its connectivity, but it'll also operate over 4G radios. It can draw up to 1,000 watts at 28 volts. To be able to power itself and power the drone and the battery and all the electronics on it. It's, as I mentioned, considerably smaller and lighter. So not only is it 68% lighter at 75 pounds, but it is 75% smaller. So they really just pack this thing down into a much, much smaller package. It has lightning protection, so if you imagine this thing like deployed up on a mountaintop or on top of a building or just in any area where if there's weather, you could potentially get hit with, you know, with a lightning strike. And for the dock itself, it also has 2 spotlights and 2 security cameras that are 1080p. So you can kind of watch around the dock in the event that somebody tries to kind of mess with what is effectively a remotely positioned permanent placement for your drone. I did mention that it has the Ethernet connection as well as 4G for backup for communication. It also has power backup. So even though it'll take a direct connection to wired power, it actually has a 12-volt lead-acid battery to provide up to 5 hours of backup power. Okay, so what goes inside this box, right? This thing has to deploy drones. What drones are going inside of it? So inside the box, there's actually 2 drones that are specifically designed for the new box. There are actually 2 drones that are going to be designed specifically for the Dock 2, and that is the Matrice 3D and the Matrice 3DT. Now, the Matrice is obviously built on the Mavic platform, but right away you see some very distinct differences. Number one, it doesn't have folding arms. So while the Mavic is designed to fold up and be compact, the Matrice is going to live inside the dock, and so it doesn't really need the ability to fold up, and that actually makes it more complicated, more points of failure. So it's just a rigid body across those arms out to the propellers. And as far as stats on kind of your regular drone stuff, 50 minutes of flight time, so not super uncommon for a Mavic style drone from DJI, 10 kilometers of distance with OcuSync 3, also pretty standard, maximum of 21 meters per second, and a maximum launch elevation of about 7,500 feet or 2,500 meters. Now, again, there are 2 different versions of these drones. There's the 3D and the 3DT. The difference is the 3D is going to come with that 4/3 sensor that you have in the Mavic 3, as well as that 1/2 sensor that you get for telephoto. The 4/3 sensor is a 20 megapixel sensor, and the 1/2 sensor is a 48 megapixel sensor. So smaller, more stuff packed in there, designed for telephoto. So you've got your telephoto and your wide angle cameras. That's on the 3D. On the 3DT, they took the non-telephoto sensor. It still has the regular 1/2 inch 48 megapixel telephoto. For the non-telephoto, for the wider angle zoom, they're doing a 1/1.3 inch sensor to make room for a thermal imaging camera. So this one has 3 cameras. So it's the 3DT. T stands for thermal in this instance. So the thermal camera is going to be a 640 by 512 image thermal camera for various deployments. So those are the 2 drones that you would be able to put or attach or pair with this particular, with this dock. And right now what we're hearing is that cost for the dock alone is going to be about 10 grand. But if your kind of profession, if what you do for a living, if how you make money is sending out drones for either from a truck-based platform or on top of a steady state space, or if you have like a mobile unit where you're doing things like inspections, or if you're working in like law enforcement or fire and rescue, or park service where you need to be able to find people, you need to find animals, or if you're just managing your own property, if you have like a ranch or something large or a factory, or there's tons and tons of different instances where this technology would be super helpful. Having the dock makes this really, really easy, because then you have just like one place for it to live and everything kind of gets maintained within this package. 10 grand is definitely a steep price, but you can see some of the photos of this thing. It is super cool looking, and these drones I'm sure are going to be super high performance. So let me know down in the comments if this is the kind of thing that you are using drones for in your kind of day-to-day where drones matter. And does this make sense for you? Would the cost make sense for you? And is this dock something that you're excited for? Again, clock is ticking. 4 or 5 days, we're going to have this thing, and we'll have the announcement. We'll get all the specific details, but that's what you can expect on the 26th from DJI. Thanks again for watching. My name is Joe. Don't forget to hit subscribe and like, and I will see you in the next one.